Hi, Milo and Meg. This is Christina from The Upcoming. So lovely to speak with you today.
Hi, Christina.
To start things off, would you like to tell us what Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires is about and what audiences can expect going in?
Zombies 4 is about four kids. um, Willa, Eliza, Zed, and Addison are back, and we're in college. And then we stumble upon these two towns to make it very quick. And we see that there's discourse happening in between these two towns. And we use all of our knowledge from the past three movies to help them and continue their story. So we're kind of passing the torch, if you will. And that's just like the cliff notes because so much happened.
Chaos ensues, musical numbers pop off. But
Yeah.
that was a pretty good structure, I will say.
Well, thanks.
And what was your first reaction to reading this movie script?
I think I cried a lot harder every time we read this script versus the others. I think we do lots of table reads and stuff like that. And I think like hearing the kids voice their characters for the first time, there's got to be countless sweet videos of me and Meg like sobbing in a corner. But I've always loved being a part of this franchise because of the message in every movie, and I feel like this one hits really hard. I think these messages are always good for anybody despite their age, but I also think that the message of this movie is great for this time in the world right now. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I was just very inspired reading this one. I don't know about you, but letting us pass this torch to the kids is always something that just makes me reflect on how crazy this experience has been. That was a very personal connection to the script story rather than objectively what the script is.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel, okay?
Yeah, that's how we feel, and you're valid.
Thank you. Thanks for seeing me.
So your characters, Zed and Addison, have completed their first year of college. Can you tell us a bit about them and how have they changed or grown since the previous movie?
I definitely think that they've grown in the lessons that they've learned and just in their relationship. I feel like they've really grown. However, they haven't like they learn a message as well. Like not only are the kids kind of going through all of their own journey, but so is Ed and Addison. And like a little like subplot of the movie is them realizing that, kind of like working really hard and going towards like trophies and goals like isn't necessarily important as long as you're like working really hard and you're with your friends and like that's what matters. So that's kind of a little subplot they go through, which I think is really important
Yeah.
for kids in college.
They've always been a sick couple, but I think they're really growing together for the first time, rather than separately. And yeah, no, I mean, we do have our main focus on these kids and their story, but it's like we're all kind of a family in this story. And I think both Zed and Addison really step into their leadership roles and what it means to leave behind a legacy.
Mhm.
Thank you.
What were your favorite scenes to film, made them so memorable?
I feel like we have to mention a scene towards the end of the movie where me and Meg sing together. It was a beautiful day in a beautiful setting and just like a beautiful moment where we got to reflect about on everything we've done in this franchise thus far. But also just like, I don't know, I really appreciated being in New Zealand because we were in these amazing natural locations that not a lot of people get to shoot at. So I don't know. I just really felt the history of the cinema that had been there. Those days were always cool, like Don't Mess With Us and Place to Be and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's like a scene where Addison's seeing like Shady Side for the first time. She's like on a mountain. That was honestly the craziest view I think I will have and will ever see in my life because New Zealand is just so beautiful. Also, the orchard is like so much of this movie looks CGI'd,
yeah.
and it's really not. Like all of the landscape is fully real, and it just looks so like the waterfall was completely real. I feel like it kind of looks like a set in the movie.
That was our biggest fear watching the movie is like it looks so magical. People are gonna think that this was like a green screen or something.
Yeah,
but
but
there's
it's
a
really
real
cool.
waterfall, real everything, real beach, real mountains, real trees.
It's really cool.